So the new autobiographical film titled Rolling Along: An American Story is a one-man show in which former Senator Bill Bradley gives a revealing look at his extraordinary life, from winning 2 NBA championships in the 1970s with the New York Knicks to representing the great state of New Jersey in the United States Senate for 3 terms to challenging Vice President Al Gore for the Democratic presidential nomination in 2000.
Good rebound beneath Bradley. Good. Beautiful teamwork. New NBA champion.
One of the things I think you talked about was working in Washington, perhaps for the government. What about that?
Sometime in my life, perhaps, I would like to work for the government. I chose politics because I saw how government had made millions of lives better. I wanted to know America like I once knew the seams of a basketball. I challenged Al Gore for the Democratic nomination. I know it would be tough, but as the button in our campaign said, Bradley, he's hit the long shots before. The beautiful paradox of America is that we are many, that we are individual, that we are different, but that we are one.
And the Basketball Hall of Famer and former United States Senator joins us now. Senator Bradley, great to see you.
Great to see you, Willie. Thank you for having me on.
What a great story this is. I mean, you've had so many chances along the way. Your life is so unique and so extraordinary that, you know, you were this high school basketball star growing up in Missouri. You could have gone to Carolina or these big name programs. And you said, no, actually, I want to go to Princeton, which, by the way, you then led them to the Final Four as well. So can you talk about some of those early decisions that maybe you didn't know you were going into politics, but you were sort of planning for life beyond basketball?
No, I never planned except in the immediate area ahead. In other words, I wanted to win the state championship. I wanted to win the college championship. Never said I wanted to be a pro. I had a wonderful mother and father who, my father always wanted me to be a gentleman. My mother always wanted me to be a success. And neither one wanted me to be a politician or a basketball player. And those early years set the pattern for me.
So when does politics then enter your mind as a possibility? Had you been thinking about it while playing for the Knicks? Did it come sometime after that?
It came on early. I wanted to be a diplomat when I was in high school. That's why I switched in part to go to Princeton from Duke, where I had an athletic scholarship. And then over time, I realized that I wanted to make a contribution through public service as a politician.
So we obviously would be remiss not to speak a little bit about your basketball career, too.
Why not?
Particularly with the Knicks playing so well right now.
You never miss in these...
It's true, yeah. It's true, 100%. You were part of the 1970 and 73 title teams here, the Knicks' last championship teams, yeah. Willie, I'm sorry to say. Yeah. Tell us, though, about lessons maybe you learned in the sport that you then applied to politics and beyond.
Well, I think the important thing is unselfishness, imagination, courage, responsibility. The values that you learn playing the game translate directly to the rest of your life in anything you do.
Joe is here with a question for you, Senator. Joe, it really is a story unlike any other. When you think about basketball star, chooses Princeton, becomes Rhodes Scholar, becomes 2-time NBA champion, and then becomes United States Senator.
And his mother and father would be so proud because everybody I talk to that know him say he is far more than a gentleman. He's an extraordinary man. You know, Senator, I just saw in that clip, I saw you saying that you wanted to be in government because it makes people's lives better. I remember going up to Congress, and I was an ideologue when I got there. By the time I left, I realized the real power was being able to help other people in their daily lives. That's something that is so lost these days. Talk about that, how public service still can make people's lives better.
Yeah, I don't think it's lost, Joe. I really don't. I think of plenty of people in Congress now who have the same motivation. I mean, one of the reasons that I did the show was in hopes that it would be a healing experience in a divided country. I think about, the divisions we face, and I think that we actually could learn something from what made the Knicks great so many years ago, which is take responsibility for yourself, respect your fellow human being, disagree with them openly, honestly, and civilly. Enjoy their humanity. And what my grandmother used to say, never look down on people you don't understand.
So there's so many different options for people with streaming. Talk about why Rolling Along, why people need to watch this.
Well, as I said, I hope that watching it can be a healing experience. Well, I did it to tell my story and with great candor, because I hope other people will tell their stories. And all of our stories together really emphasize our common humanity, not the differences, but our common humanity. And to me, that's one of the ways we begin to pull us back to a place where we listen to each other, don't shout at each other.
And talk about a big three. You're working with Spike Lee and Frank Oz on this film. How
about that?
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
I mean, I had angels appear along the way. I rehearsed, I did this at the Warner Brothers commissary, at the Warner Brothers lot. Mike Tolan steps up and says, I think this could be a film. I call Spike, I'm an old friend, and say, look, I'd like to do this for you. I went over to his office. Just him and me in the room, and he said, what do you need? And I said, a glass of water and a stool. And I did it for him. And at the end of that, he had tears in his eyes, and I knew that maybe I had something. And then every day, once I'd memorized it, I had to do it every day. So at 3:30 in the rec room of our apartment building in New York, I would do it. And one day, it got around, so 3 people, 8 people, 6 people came. And I'd do it every day. And one day, 2 people came, one of whom was Frank Oz. He'd heard about it, he watched it, said, let me help you. So he was helpful too. And my last angel that came along was when 2 weeks before Tribeca, Van Morrison, who I had as an opening song, called and said, his agent called and said, sorry, we don't give you permission. So I called Steve Van Zandt of the E Street Band and said, hey, Steve, I'd sent him the film 6 months earlier, so he'd seen it. I said, I need a song. He said, well, Bruce did something back in the 80s called Summer at Signal Hill. Maybe that'll work. And it did.
Wow.
So all these angels came along to help in the process.
Perfect. Stevie rides to the rescue. That's an amazing story.
Stevie rides to the rescue. Maybe that's a song.
Maybe that's the next song. Yeah. Well, we're so glad it all came together. It's tremendous. Rolling Along, An American Story is streaming now on Max. Former Senator Bill Bradley, congratulations on the film. More importantly, thank you for your life of service to the country. You are a model for a lot of us of what it can look like to serve this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very pleasure to be on. Thank you, Joe, Mika, all of you. Thank you for having me.
Great to see you. How about some